Hi, I'm Rebecca from Little Adventure Shop, and in this video today I'm going to show you how to wash this mucky pair of waterproof trousers without ruining them. Okay, so we've come inside now. These are the waterproof trousers I was talking to you about earlier. They're really muddy, but before I get onto the washing, I just want to quickly give you a quick run through of what waterproof fabric is, because it will help you understand the stages in the washing process. So basically, when we talk about waterproof and breathable fabric, which is what these are, which you'll find on most waterproof shell jackets and a lot of just regular waterproof insulated jackets as well. You've got a shell fabric which has the colour, then behind that, almost wallpapered onto it if you like, you've got your waterproof breathable membrane. So when we're washing the garments, we're washing the muck out of the shell fabric, and we're also washing the membrane. But importantly, what we're also doing is we're also going to re-establish something called DWR. It stands for durable water repellency, and this is what makes a fabric bead. So as you can see here, the water repellency is working and the water is just beading up and running off the garment. Unlike this garment here, where the water repellency has worn off and the water is just soaking in almost as though it were a pair of cotton trousers. So the special bit with washing waterproof trousers is that we're going to not only clean the muck out, but we're going to re-establish the water repellency. Okay, so now we're getting on to the washing of the trousers. So the thing to remember is you mustn't use your standard washing detergent, and you certainly mustn't use fabric conditioner. They're going to just damage the fabric, and they're not going to help you add that DWR back in. So what we use and what we sell is the Granger's wash range. So this is a specific wash for technical waterproof fabrics. It washes the grub out and it will also add the DWR back in. Now this is like a sort of shampoo and conditioner. It does it all in one go, so it saves energy. You only need to run your washing machine once. If your clothing was particularly mucky, I might consider doing it separately. So Granger's also do like a performance wash, so you run the washing machine once for that, and then you wash it again and you add the DWR back in with this clothing repel. But for me, I'm quite busy, so I prefer just to do it all in one go and use the 2-in-1. So it's really simple. I'm just going to stick the trousers in the wash. I've made sure all the zips are done up. If the trousers, I mean, they are a bit muddy, but they're not horrendous. If they were really bad, I'd probably just rinse them in lukewarm water beforehand to get the worst of the mud off. And then you want to check the label on your garment, but it's usually always about 30 degrees. I tend to just put it on the 30-degree delicates wash. So that's about 90 degrees Fahrenheit. And then it's literally a couple of capfuls of this into the washing detergent compartment, put it in where you would put your usual detergent. Again, if this is gunked up, like with fabric conditioner, it's amazing how it builds up. Just get that out before you start this, and make sure the tray is fully cleaned out before you start washing. So yeah, a couple of capfuls in and then off you go. Okay, so the washing machine's finished now, and we're going to get the trousers out. Now, if you've not washed waterproof clothing before, one thing just to let you know is, because you'll have put it on a fairly delicate cycle, so it won't have had much of a spin, and also because you've re-established the DWR, the clothing will drip quite a lot, because none of the water's actually being, well, very little of the water's being held in the clothing now because it is waterproof. So don't be surprised when you get it out like this. It really is quite wet and soggy, and you can see it sort of dripping off the bottom here. So what I tend to do is just pop a towel down and literally just hang them over the door of the washing machine for a few minutes, just to let the worst of the water drip off. And then once that's done, I'm going to move it onto the tumble dryer. Okay, so the worst of the water is now dripped off the trousers, and now I'm going to put it in the tumble dryer. Some people are surprised about putting sort of technical gear in the tumble dryer, but actually what we do with adding heat to the fabric is we help the DWR actually bond, so overall it will improve the water repellency at the end of the job. So I'm going to pop it in the tumble dryer now. You want to be on a low to medium heat. Again, always check the label of the actual garment just to check that they don't say no tumble drying, but usually with a technical waterproof fabric you'll be fine. So I'm going to pop it in now. If you haven't got a tumble dryer, what you can do is just air dry your garment, and then you can achieve the same effect really by just putting on a low iron. So I would put the garment down, put it a tea towel over the top and then have the iron on a low setting and just iron up and down. So again, just help that DWR really bond in. So anyway, I've put it on a low to medium setting and I'm going to let it run for probably about 10 minutes and see how it's doing. Okay, one thing I just forgot to mention was if you're washing kids' waterproofs that are made from a PU fabric that is kind of almost feels rubbery and the water and mud just runs off it, it can't be reproofed, that fabric, and it doesn't respond well to a tumble dryer. So have a look at our video up here if you want more information on that. Okay, so the trousers are now dry. Took about 10-12 minutes for them to dry, not long at all. They look really clean, as you can see, and to touch they almost have a slightly kind of waxy feel. That's the DWR re-impregnated, so that's a good sign. So one other question we get asked a lot is how often should you wash your waterproof jacket or trousers? And I would say if you use that DWR test we showed you earlier about whether the water will bead or not off the surface, if you notice that sort of matte look to your fabric, that means the water's soaking in and the DWR is not working anymore, in which case it's a good chance to wash and reproof it to get the most out of it. It won't start leaking if the DWR doesn't work because you've still got the membrane behind the face fabric, but it would just mean that the water clings to the outside of the jacket and just becomes a bit heavier and a bit sort of damper feeling to wear. But it is worth washing and keeping these technical fabrics in the best condition possible. One point worth mentioning is with the development in recent years of the waterproof fabric, manufacturers stopped using PFCs. So all this fabric's PFC free, which is great for the environment. However, the new fabric will wear, in terms of the DWR, will wear off quicker than the old style of fabric. So you might find if you've got a jacket that's like 15 years old, the DWR would last a lot longer than it would on a jacket you bought today or trousers. So yeah, you might need to wash it a bit more often, but it's not a massive investment when you consider the cost of buying the garment in the first place. So I hope you found this useful. If you've got any comments, please put them in the section below. And if you want to see more cleaning videos, please subscribe to our channel.